womb healing is tapping into your sacred space, which is connected to your creativity, your passion, your sensuality, your sexuality, and tapping into this place, it allows you to tune into your wisdom, your innate wisdom. As women, we hold wisdom in us that in trauma, and with that is passed down as well. So tapping in, going into womb wellness, you're able to release trauma and to tap into your divine self, releasing your creative powers.
So welcome back to the podcast. Today we have an amazing guest. She's a Haitian American Yoni educator and the owner of YoniAdore. Her business mission is to educate women on womb health and self-love. She loves to share her amazing Haitian lineage, wisdom, and cultural traditions that have been passed down to her for many generations. She's passionate about helping women develop their connection to the divine, feminine, and holding space as they work through conscious and unconscious traumas surrounding the yoni. Welcome to the podcast, Chanel Stroman, a.k.a. Nelly Love.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Chanel. And good job, Isaac. That was a great intro.
I guess by episode 21 or whatever, I should probably get it now. But anyways, thank you for being here. Just got to know you a little bit earlier, and I feel like this is going to be an amazing podcast. But so we always start out every podcast with kind of getting to know the person, because I feel like if they know your story, they can connect with you. You know what I mean? So tell us a little bit about your story, your upbringing, where you grew up, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
Born and raised there all my life. I left there after I graduated occupational therapy and started traveling. But however, I left there at the age of 27. But I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and in a Haitian community, in a Haitian household.
Okay.
I first started. Do I start about my business?
Where you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us about the Haitian household, though. What's a Haitian household like?
Yeah.
Very strict.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel that's how probably diving deep into myself, because grew up very religious.
Yeah.
So just I couldn't leave home until I was married. When I left home, it was a problem, even though I had my career and I was leaving with a job. When I left, my mom, she stayed asleep. I left 3:00 in the morning. I packed my car and everything, and she didn't even acknowledge it. It was later, and I drove here in a car from Fort Lauderdale all the way to Kansas, and then I drove here. Then after that, I drove all the way to LA.
So that was the first time ever leaving home?
First time ever leaving home.
And you took a road trip across the country?
Took a road trip. I was ready to go. I was just that determined. I was just so determined. Yes, I was so determined.
Wow.
What kind of gave you the courage to go all the way across the country, or was it more like escape?
It wasn't even more like an escape. I always had this desire inside.
Yeah.
Always had this burning desire, and just to live. Yeah. And to just do what I want, just to be free. And that was, and I felt like if the opportunity is there, I had my career and they're gonna pay for me to go there. And why not? My mom was trying to find every reason for me not to go. Of course. Stay here in Fort Lauderdale. You could find a job. At that time, I was driving way to Miami, Dade County. The traffic is bad. Yeah. So I was ready to leave. I was already,
So are you the only child? Did you have siblings?
I'm the eldest of 3 girls.
The eldest?
Yes.
So the eldest left the home?
The eldest left the home, yeah.
In a Haitian family, is that like a big deal, or?
Well, first of all, I'm supposed to leave after I get married.
So you can't leave till you're married.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's like, she still talk about that till this day. Yeah.
4 years later.
Girl, till this day, yeah.
So you broke the tradition.
Yeah, but she still say that she's proud of me. It was so funny when I was driving, everyone would call me. Throughout the day. It took me like 3 days. But when she called me and she goes, "You know what? I'm proud of you. You even though I didn't support you, you still went and did it. That's that drive." She said, "That's a lot of strength." She said, "A lot of people don't have that." She said, "So that's good." She said, "I'm really proud of you."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I share similar kind of story. I mean, not that I left the home and went across the country, but when you grow up in a certain, I was always the one that did opposite of everything that my family wanted me to do. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel you on that one. Mm-hmm. So you have 2 younger siblings.
Yes.
Both girls?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So what's it like being the eldest of 3 girls? A lot of responsibility.
How did they feel? How did they feel about you leaving too?
Crap. You know what? I know my youngest sister, I know she felt some type of way. But the one right next to me, or Brittany, she's 2 years younger than me. Then I have Kiana, who's 10 years younger than me.
Oh, so she's the baby.
Yeah. So it's like in the household, when you're the eldest, you're kind of like the mom in that household. So I was like the mom already. When I left, I feel like things kind of fell apart in the household. But but my sister, she's not home right now. No one's home. So I feel like I had to leave, and then they branched out.
Yeah.
And I think what we got earlier is because your desire of wanting to live and do what you want.
Yes,
that inspires other people too. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the whole reason we started this podcast, because we want to inspire people to find their true purpose and follow their bliss, so we say, right? Because what is really the meaning of life if you're not living your purpose?
Exactly.
And if you're living by maybe somebody else's rules or maybe parents' rules or the life that they want you to live, but you're not living the true life to yourself, like you're never happy. You know what I mean? So, well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Right? Yeah. So you got your education. What made you decide to do occupational therapy?
Wow, I haven't been asked this question in a long time, and thank you for asking that. A lot of people don't ask me that. Thank you for tapping in. I just live in a world of healing, and no one really asks me about myself.
Yeah. Well, this is all about you today.
So I was dating someone at the age of 24. And he got hit by a truck.
Oof.
It was a motorcycle accident. So it was a C4 all the way down to C7 fracture.
Ouch.
When he was in the hospital, so he could only move from his chest on up. He could only struck his shoulders.
Wow.
Went to the hospital. Of course, I stayed there. I spent the nights there. He was originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, okay.
So his family flew over to the hospital and everything. But when we were there, of course, at that time I was going to school to be a RN, because in a Haitian culture, either be a nurse, a doctor, or a lawyer, right?
Yeah. Or you're nothing, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but luckily in my mom's household, she was like, if you do business, because I did tap into business back home too. But anyways, back to this. So when I was there, of course, there were nurses around, but I seen an occupational therapist. He did come inside the room and he asked questions. Just like I like how people tapped in. Yeah. The occupational therapist, he asked questions of, where do you live? Do you have stairs? And he was actually moving him. He took time to actually move him. He didn't just go in there like, this is CNA. I know they have their own little things, but I seen how the therapist took their time with him. And in my mind at that time was, okay, I will go to school to be an occupational therapist, and I will take care of him and rehab him, and he'll be better.
Right.
But after going to school, and I just found out that a C4 through C7 complete fracture, you can't come back. So.
Wow. So he's not coming back from that at all. Wow, that's crazy.
But that got me here where I am now. So,
but
I started in love. You wanted to just
you care about
love
that.
Makes us do crazy things, right?
Amazing. It gave you purpose in a way, right?
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah. Well, they always say that like everything happens for a reason, and sometimes maybe a bad thing will happen and we don't understand why, but later we understand why. So unfortunately there was a bad accident from the person you were dating, but from that came your actual career, which brought you all the way to the west coast of the United States.
And you know what's so funny? Remember I told you he's from Cleveland, Ohio. He went to Florida because he wanted to live. He's a Pisces.
Hello, Pisces.
And I'm a Cancer.
Snowbirds. The ones that leave the north.
We do call them snowbirds back home.
See, I was in Florida for a while.
Yeah. But it's so funny now. You see how I'm here in California. He's in Las Vegas. So we're kind of close to each other.
Okay.
And I was supposed to go see him in Thanksgiving, but I never did.
Oh, so you guys are still...
Yeah, we still talk.
Oh, we still talk. But
yeah.
How long has it been since...
That was when I turned 25. That was years ago. Because I'm 32 now.
So that's almost 7 years.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And how's he getting around nowadays?
Well, he have a, he had a loss. He have a house and everything.
Well, I
He's
mean,
good.
does he have to use a wheelchair and stuff?
Oh,
to get
no,
around?
he's in bed.
Oh, he's in bed.
Totally in bed,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Totally.
So you guys are still like very
we still
close.
talk, yeah.
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
So after that, you started school. When you first started school, did you think, man, this is it? Or were you kind of like, I don't know?
No, I really loved it.
Okay.
Man, because growing up, remember I told you I'm the eldest.
Mm-hmm.
I always, my mom, she said this when I left home. She goes, you're the only child that really massaged me, that loved on me.
Yeah.
Like I would go home and it's so funny just thinking about this now. I would tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm your therapist. And I would create like a whole little therapy thing because she works long hours, right? She's a dialysis technician. So they work 12-hour shifts, three days a week. So she had 2 jobs. So she worked 6 days a week and only had Sunday off. So because she worked so much, she was always on her feet. Her back would hurt. Her whole lower body would hurt. So I would watch little YouTube videos, and then my father, he gave me like little massage therapy books. And then I just touch my mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, from a young age, I always just touch my mom, massage her, give her love. And then I'll make like a little therapy program. Like every day after work, I'll put heat on her leg and massage her,
wow.
And then, of course, it's therapy, so everything is get better, and I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love that, and when you do when I have my sessions with my business, I do my sessions. I do a lot of touching.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that proprioception, that touch helps.
Yeah. It's human connection.
Exactly, and also just that myofascial release, just breaking up, movement, all that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're all connected, right? Like they say, we're all energy. So I think the human touch probably adds like an extra healing property. So you've basically been a therapist healer since you were young.
Yeah.
How old were you when it first started?
I don't even know. I just know. I always just love to just touch.
Wow.
And just, yeah.
And your father supported you too?
Yeah, just giving me the books, massage therapy books, and yeah.
So who were you closest to, your mother or your father growing up?
Of course, closest to my mom because, I was raised by my mom. My dad, he was in prison.
Oh, okay.
But when he came out of prison,
how old were you when that happened?
I think I was 10.
Okay. Okay.
They bought a house and whatever, then it was family.
Oh, then it became the family. Yeah.
Family again,
Oh, that's back.
Yeah.
Back from vacation.
Yeah. That's how it was. So, yeah. And I just remember just being a young child when my mom would go shopping. She'd buy us clothes and she goes, "You think this will look good for your dad?" And so when my dad came home, he still had like a closet full of clothes.
Yeah. I bet you appreciated that, though.
Yeah, that must have felt good.
Yeah, because my mom and dad, they knew each other from a young age. My mom knew him from the age of 16.
Wow.
So yeah.
So they're like basically high school or
my mom from Haiti. So.
Yeah. So childhood sweethearts, so to speak, or teenage sweethearts or whatever. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then now you graduated. I mean, it's pretty much been your purpose since you were young.
Yeah. But at the age of 25, 24, that's when I started using the Yoni Egg.
Okay. So talk about the Yoni Egg. What's the Yoni Egg?
So the Yoni Egg is a gemstone used to tighten and tone your pelvic floor. That's the physical part. But when you get into it spiritually, tapping into yourself, your chakras, it helps you to like release blockages within. Tapping more into your divine feminine energy.
So this stone does all this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Is it like a crystal?
Yes, it's a crystal.
Oh, okay.
There's different kinds, even like a rose quartz, Yoni egg.
Yeah, my first Yoni egg was a rose quartz. Yes, so they all come in different types of stones.
Is there certain ones you prefer using, or does it depend on what you need to heal them for?
It all depends on what you're working on that particular time.
Okay.
Most women, when they first get into it, it goes, "Oh, I want a rose quartz," not knowing really what it is. If they just see it and they just want a rose quartz, because that's what is publicized the most. But when the women come to me, I lay out my Yoni eggs for them to connect which stone they're working on, and I connect with them to see what it really is.
Okay.
Which chakra they might be working on.
So the stone picks them.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So we. Oh, by the way, if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to smash the like button, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. But getting back to it, because you are an occupational therapist, but you're also a Yoni healer.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know what Yoni healing is,
Womb healing.
Can you kind of explain that for all the viewers out there?
Okay, well, womb healing is tapping into your sacred space, which is connected to your creativity, your passion, your sensuality, your sexuality, and tapping into this place, it allows you to tune into your wisdom, your innate wisdom. As women, we hold wisdom in us that in trauma, and with that is passed down as well. So tapping in, going into womb wellness, you're able to release trauma and to tap into your divine self, releasing your creative powers. And able to manifest.
So so the healing basically releases everything for the woman. Yeah. So again, so people who are new to this, right? And we were talking about this earlier, but it makes a lot of sense because the womb is what we say is where all life is created, right? So, but it's not talked about. You don't hear about it too much. How'd you learn, or how'd you get into this type of healing?
Well, I just felt like I was just really drawn to this area, even before just little stones that you choose. You see that you're just drawn to a certain chakra or drawn to a certain area of your body. But I was always drawn to this area of my body, my sacral chakra. I noticed from a young age when I did exercises, I would get really hot in that area, like
so you
warm.
feel the energy, yeah.
I felt that energy. And I always wanted to know there's got to be more behind that. There's my womb isn't just for sex.
Yeah.
It isn't just for a man to put something in there, for me, just for pleasure. There's something more, and I felt like, and then when you tap into that chakra, it's all about embracing. So that more is just really more just embracing yourself, feeling, surrendering, not being scared to really tap in. Or, and when I say tap in, like when if you're feeling a certain way, not being scared to really dive in a little deeper.
Yeah.
Even you might have something might be holding you back to release that. If you might hit that wall, release that to pass through to get a little bit more deeper.
Yeah. What do you think causes a lot of the issues with that area with most women these days? I
feel like society, especially now, like religion. I know that. All right, if being caught masturbating, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We all probably been caught masturbating before, right? I
know.
I touch myself.
It's actually a natural and healthy thing, by the way.
And it really is something natural to do. And it's very upsetting that that is kind of talked down upon. That parents talk down like, oh, don't touch yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a no-no spot. Well, really, let's explain it. Yeah. Explain why it's a no-no spot, or tell me why I probably shouldn't be touching it right now. But when you go through, I'm a therapist.
Yeah.
But we went through school in psychology. We go through stages in life, and I forgot at what age, but it's at a very young age, and I believe it's called the phallic stage, when you start touching yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Wanted to know what's that, and it's not because the child is nasty. They're trying to figure out. So when you tell them no, don't touch it, that's kind of putting a little, or if the way you say that's bad, or if you whoop them or hit them, then it's gonna be trauma. Or okay, wow,
that's important. That's a good point.
And also society as well, like religion. When you look back in the Bible, when they talk about, the period is a curse, right? Because Eve gave Adam the apple. So, so now, oh no, we got to have these periods every month. We got to go through these cramps. And we never really took time to really
So that's what the Bible says. That's
the
crazy.
period is a curse.
I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, by the way, and I was raised Catholic, and nothing against anybody who's religious, right? But to me, I believe religion is about control, and spirituality is about self-discovery.
Exactly.
So religion's about control and rules, and a lot of the rules don't make a lot of sense anymore. And like you said, you can affect a child long term if you do something that is against the nature of a person. From 0 to 7 is where your subconscious is programmed, right? But even then after, like you said, when you get hit or they tell you no or they tell you stop, most people, they say, are afraid of the word no.
Yeah.
Because we've always been told no from little kids. So no becomes like a really scary word. Right. So it's, I don't know. I just thought that's crazy that the Bible says that. Right. That to me just shows me how religion is created to control, because they're calling it a curse. And I mean, already women are set off on the wrong foot because Eve gave the apple, and then now you have to go through that. But the womb is where all life is created.
And then when you look back in history, you'll see that the Native American women, they created moon lodges, where when you were on your period, you will go there to take time to honor yourself, to be in sisterhood with other women, to tap into your creativity, because that is the time for when you're on your period to release, shed with your uterus, and to call in those energies to support you for those next 30 days or 28 days.
Wow, imagine if they had
beautiful.
that now.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're trying to create, right?
Well, I do have on my YouTube, I do have womb meditation.
Okay.
So for your moon cycle, and just womb meditation in general, for you to tap into your womb, to release, to feel, feel into your creativity, feel into your sensuality, to not be scared to feel, and to also release.
Let's talk about the sacral chakra. I know you mentioned that before. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, and how to heal it, what do you feel when it's blocked?
When it's blocked, you feel when it's blocked, you feel a lot of fear. A lot of insecurities, a lot. You're not really touching into your passions, a lot of self-doubt. Because the sacral chakra is the chakra of creativity, of your sensuality, of tapping into your passion, that confidence to go ahead and move forward. And it is that place of transformation, right? So if it's blocked and you're not transforming, you're still in that loop.
So that's the sacred chakra.
Sacral, yeah.
Sacral
It's not just
sacral chakra.
men has it too. It's not just women. So it's for everybody, by the way.
Okay. It's everybody.
Sacral chakra.
So that's what controls, again, you said?
That's the sacral chakra that controls your emotional well-being.
Okay.
That's the I feel chakra.
The I feel chakra.
I feel.
But
the
you
embracement.
You also said it also causes you to either move forward or to hold back.
Of course, because you're tapping into your confidence, that space of manifestation.
Okay. Yeah. So getting deeper into that question that Joe asked, it seems like you had a connection with your sacral chakra at a very young age. Like you said, like I started working out and I felt all this warmth here. So is it true, or is it possible that you can be kind of born with like a mission based on the chakras that you're most connected to? Or
I most certainly feel that. Because why am I here?
Yeah.
And it is so funny because when I speak, I just speak with confidence, because I just feel like everyone probably doing it because I do it, right? Yeah. But when I speak to other women, they're like, you're so confident. Other people don't just talk about it so freely. So I'm like, so I guess you got to be born with it. Yeah. Yeah.
And did you sense that somehow, or just as you got to learn more about it, did you kind of connect it somehow?
Yes, because I see that all around in my business. That's how I created my business, created it from my own practice with YoniAdore. When the clients come in for a Yoni, or come in for a session, for the session we do a Yoni steam. Then after the Yoni steam, we get down on the floor and do some more meditation and movement. Okay. And that is all that's something that I did before creating my business. So it's really something personal.
Which one? The Yoni steam?
YoniAdore. The whole everything.
Okay. So where did that come from?
Well, so the whole practice in itself,
Yeah.
well, I started doing my Yoni Egg at a young age, right?
Okay.
And that's probably what really drove me to really just get out and move, because you seen after I tapped in and I went into school, then I just left. And then when I came here, I had a Yoni Egg, and then I showed it to a girl. So I was doing Yoni Egg weight training, like when you put the Yoni Egg inside and then you connect it to like a weight. So it's like strengthening your pelvic floor muscles at the same time. And she was like, no, I don't need that. Like what I found that a lot of women did initially. Oh, I don't need that. My coochie good. So then that's when I kind of like put it away, right?
Yeah.
But of course, with me and my friends, we were like really open about it. And then that's when I went into my yoga teacher training.
Okay.
In 2017. And then that's when I met another girl. She's a Cancer. Her name is Chanel.
Chanel.
Yes, it was so amazing. And I feel like it was God sent. It's like I had another Chanel with me, You know how you ever feel like you was that person that always uplifted people and you never had people to uplift you? It's like, damn, I wish I had a me in my life. And I feel like I manifested her, and she came and she just uplifted me. And she's like, girl, a lot of people need this, because I just was talking to her about the yoni and what I use my Yoni Egg. And she goes, oh, I never heard of that. But she said, but a lot of women need that. Yeah. So she opened up her space in Oakland. It's called 33rd and Rising. And then from there, 2017, that's when I started doing my Yoni yoga classes, that's where I had my Yoni Eggs, and I would show women how to tighten and tone the pelvic floor, but also to release trauma using the Yoni Egg with movement and breathing.
Okay. So it was through yoga, but also the exercises.
Yes.
Was the exercises weren't in the class, was it, or was it?
Yeah, it was everything. The Yoni yoga class, it's a whole practice. You you come in with your Yoni Egg, and we go through a whole movement. In the beginning, we do a nice womb meditation. You ever did like a yoga class?
I've done yoga, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a grounding. Then after we do our grounding, we go through movement. Then we go, nice shavasana at the end. Yeah. Okay. But it's all targeted on the pelvic floor, breathing, feeling into your womb, admiring the warmth, allowing yourself to feel. Okay. Yeah.
And so you went from occupational therapy. Well, you're still occupational.
Oh yeah,
therapist,
I'm still,
right?
yeah.
And then we were doing yoga in 2017, and then now you're doing the Yoni healing. And can you just go deeper into because this is something new, at least to me, and I'm pretty sure it's new to a lot of people, right? But what is the main purpose or why would somebody want to do Yoni healing?
Well, as women, we hold a lot of trauma. And like I mentioned before, when a baby is in a mother's womb, let's just say, for example, a baby girl, she's in her mother's womb. She also is holding her own eggs. So while she's in her mother's womb, she's also holding on to the trauma that her mom have. And also the babies that she's holding is also taking that trauma. Oh, wow. So as women, we hold a lot of trauma from our ancestors and whatever may happen to us. Some women get touched and raped. So this is a way to release. This is release. Tapping in is releasing and allowing yourself to move past that and not associating with this is my pain, living with that this is my pain, right? Because we are not our pain. We are not our traumas. And when we have a trauma, that's what we become. We begin to feel that that's our trauma.
So it's basically healing.
It is healing.
Do sometimes the women not even realize traumas that they have and it's released because of this? Yeah. That's pretty crazy though. Like you said, even in the womb, stuff starts to, be transferred from the mother to the baby from generations. We always talk about generational curses. On a podcast a couple weeks ago, Marisha said something awesome, which was generational blessings, right? So instead of focusing on generational curses, sometimes we have generational blessings, right? So this type of healing, someone would want to go to maybe either heal some stuff that has happened to them.
Yes.
Like you said, any type of like abuse or, trauma, or they might be able to heal some things they didn't even know about.
Exactly. Yes.
What have you seen from some of your clients that have healed? Like any changes in them? Like had they moved forward? Were they able to make breakthroughs?
Oh yes, most definitely. I had some testimonials on IG, but I had this one lady. She did testimony, so I'm gonna say this. So she was coming every week, and literally every Monday was her time. Monday at 12. And that was her time to connect to herself and to also release. And she said that it just helped her to love herself more. It wasn't even about, what most women would feel. What I found, just, oh, my vagina, all about, oh, my vagina tight and all that. It's not even about that. It's about just the wellness of yourself, physically and spiritually.
Yeah.
She found that she was able to leave someone that wasn't really good for her.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah.
Because of that self-love. And also,
I want to add into that. If you had like multiple, I'm not saying I had multiple sex partners all at the same time, but like when you've been with people and you don't realize that, when you guys get intimate, you're sharing each other's energies.
Yes, that
sometimes
too.
when it's time to you're storing energy, you don't even know.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why I reached out to you was also to do that. And I was molested when I was younger, and
Wow.
I'm like, I think that's like still in me somehow. So I was like, I need to heal. And what it did for me is like help me like release and love myself even more and detach from other people. Yeah,
that's powerful.
yeah, and
nice.
gave me like, if it has that, like, you don't realize you have this like energy blockage. And then when I did the Yoni steam, the meditation, the yoga, it just literally, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be feeling all this time.
That's
Like
awesome.
powerful, confident, and like love myself, Yeah.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you sharing that on the
Thank
podcast
you for
show.
sharing.
But was this in the last year that you did this?
Yeah. 2019 to 20.
Yeah.
So like
was.
in the last 2 years, you've been on like a complete journey of healing.
Oh yeah, she has
Have
been
been.
totally on a journey.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
she
awesome.
has been.
Yeah. So
You told me about this podcast while on a Yoni steam.
Yeah. That's true. That's so true. Back in the,
she's like,
last
by the
year.
way,
We were sitting there. I'm like, yeah, that would be so good. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, so will people call in? Because it would be nice for us to give our input. Remember?
Yeah.
We're not live yet, but one day we will.
Yeah.
Be, So you mentioned Yoni steam. What is the Yoni steam exactly, and how does that help?
Okay, so Yoni steaming. So let's go back to my culture. So when in the Haitian culture, when you have a baby, your mom will go out and collect herbs.
Okay.
Healing herbs, and she'll boil it. And these herbs help you have your sacred 40 days.
Okay.
You steam over the herbs. You drink the herbs, and you also bathe in the herbs.
Wow. For 40 days?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, you don't take a bath each and every day. You have 3 baths.
Okay.
So your first day. And then, in the middle and then the end. But the first couple baths are like for cold. They are cold. And
so like a really cold bath.
yeah, because it's to close your pores.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you just had a baby. Their whole thought process. Your pores is open. So, okay, let's steam. Let's
shock your body.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Let's get all these healing herbs in you, because you sit in a bath. You put it all in your hair. And I actually did this when I had my miscarriage. And then you put that cold shower. So the mom, she get the herbs, and you sit over the herbs, and it's just for you to reconnect to your body and to heal. And I found after my miscarriage, that helped me to like really ground myself and to really move forward. Because of course, a miscarriage is a loss.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing ever, like in my life.
Wow.
The biggest trauma ever.
How long ago was this?
Well, wow. Okay. Well, this month make a year for my
it's
second
recent.
miscarriage. Yeah.
Wow, second.
So I had a miscarriage in August, and then I got pregnant again in December, but then I had my miscarriage in January.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, since you're a Yoni healer, I think you're on your way to making sure everything's gonna be right there, right? So what herbs do they use? Do you know that the Haitian herbs?
Well, the main herb that we use the castor leaf. Many people may use, because I found in other cultures they do yoni steam. The Philippines they do yoni steam, but they don't call it that.
What do they call it?
I'm not sure what they call it, but my friend Chanel, that she opened her space. She's half black and half Filipino. And
okay.
Yeah. When her sister went to the Philippines, they do it more in a bath, though. Yeah. But the main one that we use, the Haitian use, is castor leaf.
Okay.
It's like the least of Christ, you know. I know in every culture they have something that they use, but in the Haitian culture we use the castor leaf.
Something native to where they are.
But I really feel like that it is the healer, because it's called Louis Masquitsi, where you get the seed of the castor leaf, you boil it down, like you get the oil, you add other stuff in, and you put it on your skin. I'm telling you, all the Haitians use it. You put it on your skin, it clears up anything. My sister, she had eczema. We use it. She don't have it anymore.
That's awesome.
For real. So we use this in the yoni steams as well.
What's it called again?
Castor leaf.
Castor.
Yeah,
like
castor leaf. Yeah,
castor
like the
leaf.
castor oil. Castor
So
leaf.
castor leaf.
So it grows in my mom's backyard.
Oh wow.
Yes,
So
which
she's
is
got
so
it- she's got it all,
Yeah,
like
so she
it.
mails it to me.
Oh, wow.
So and then I make my steams here.
That's awesome. So castor leaf. So I don't know. You guys leave it in the comments if you've ever had experience with castor leaf, or what's your actual healing herb from your culture. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
So the castor leaf.
Yeah, so we have castor leaf. We have motherword that helps with balancing your pH balance, making sure help fighting against ulcers, fibroids. And also lavender to help some women have irregular menstrual flow. So that helped tap into the yoni steam, tapping into yourself, but also balancing like your menstrual.
Oh
flow
yeah.
and all that.
In addition to that, I wasn't my flow was very good. Like when I was doing a lot of yoni steams, it was really healthy. I remember you would check up on me and no cramps.
Yeah.
I wasn't having.
Yeah, you
cramps.
don't get cramps anymore. So let's get back to the periods, because back to what most like to the religion.
Yeah.
We feel like we're supposed to have cramps, but that's not it. Our body speaks to us. If you're really cramping really bad, your uterus is telling you there's something wrong. Some women, they have like browning in their period. That's old period blood. That's old, and that's what your body is holding on to.
Okay.
To the oldness. So that's going back to holding on. You're holding on to that trauma. And that's what I found in this practice, working with women. When I found they have that, when they're holding on to a lot of trauma, they also have their period is imbalanced as well. They have those fibroids. Not tapping into your womb spiritually, you will start to see it physically.
Yeah. Meaning, what's an example? Like,
with the fibroids, the irregular periods, you remember, like I said, when you were tapping in, your periods were irregular. And it just wasn't because of the yoni steam. Because remember, after the yoni steam, we get down on the floor, we begin to move when we breathe into our womb.
Right.
Yeah, so it's that movement as well. Because fibroids is like stagnant energy.
So what about cysts and stuff like that?
That's part of
the same
it.
thing?
Yeah. And not eating. Some women don't drink a lot. I found some women don't even drink water. Yeah.
Which is crazy, because we're like 60-70% water, and
I know. And I love water. I need it.
I actually saw a meme the other day. It says you can actually manifest with water. Like you wake up, you pour water in a glass, put it there, and you smile and you tell it what you want to manifest in the week, and you drink the water, and it's supposed to manifest during the week. So I tried it this week for the first time.
Nice.
So we'll see. I'll keep you guys
that.
updated.
We'll do that tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And part of healing the chakra, back to what you asked me of like how to heal the sacral chakra. When I was going on my journey of healing my chakras, because I heal my sacral chakra, but part of healing the sacral chakra, you tap into other chakras as well. You open up your heart chakra, you open up your third eye, which is your intuition. because within the womb there is a connection between the other chakras. But it's eating certain foods. Like when I was working on my throat chakra, I would just eat blueberries.
Yeah, a whole food.
Wear the colors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and wear the color.
And wear the color.
Wear the color.
So what do you eat for sacral chakras?
Orange.
Orange?
Yeah, the color is orange.
Grapefruit?
So yeah.
All right. I made some juices that had grapefruit in it. So.
Eat some carrots.
Carrots too,
and
yeah.
And then some days when I'm waking up and I want to tap in and I just wear like that color. Just put that color on. Like, I'm vibrant today. This is who I am today.
There you go. So what color are you wearing
I'm
today?
everything.
You're everything.
Okay,
I'm
blue,
vibrant.
green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
Okay.
But however, my makeup, I'm having the sacral chakra look.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. You see the orange?
Yeah.
Shout out
I
to
see
Jeanette.
Shout out to
Very
Jeanette.
good makeup.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I have a question, because I know where occupational therapy came from. It came from the accident. Where did the drive to want to be a yoni healer come from?
Oh, just tapping and just seeing the growth from it.
Okay.
Just from myself.
From your personal experience.
From my personal experience.
Culturally doing it.
And I notice whenever the type of person I am, right?
Yeah.
If something good, I'm gonna share with everybody.
There you go. Yeah. So you're a giver.
I'm
Natural.
that type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a giver.
Yeah,
Naturally. You
yeah.
Obviously you're a healer since you were little. You liked helping people. You like healing people, and obviously you're a giver. So you found something that helps women, and you want to share with other women.
And it helped you.
Yes.
So that was the most important thing. Like, it helped you as well.
Yes.
Another thing I want to share is ever since I met you, Chanel, like every time I'm on my period, I see it as an opportunity to create, to manifest.
Yes.
I get super creative when I'm on it.
And that is the best time. That really is. That's
it's interesting. And releasing whatever emotions that you need to release. And to me, it's cleansing. I don't get mad at it for like, oh my God, I'm on my blah, blah, blah.
I love it.
I don't resent it anymore. So
I love that. You don't resent it anymore.
I don't resent it anymore. It's
you
cleansing.
see that?
It's cleansing me.
And that's most women, they resent their periods. And because we resent it, we don't take time to tune into our inner wisdom because of that.
So we always talk about being disconnected from the Mother Nature, disconnected from each other on this podcast. Do you feel like women are disconnected from their yoni, from their womb?
Yes, certainly.
Because of society, because of whatever.
Yes.
So do you think, or what am I trying to ask? Like, where do you know where maybe it started to come from, or do you have any idea? Or does it matter? Do you think everyone just needs to heal?
Yes, I think it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm never going to sit here and think about where it came from or why. If it's already innately here in me, it just is what it is. It's nothing bad. So
and also tapping in, like you said, tapping into yourself. Where do you need healing from?
Yes.
I think for the last few months, I've been really in tune where I need to heal. Like if my throat is being blocked, I'm wearing my throat chakra ring right here. Just tapping in and knowing yourself, your emotions, and where does it hurt, why does it hurt. Then you get to pretty much realize what you need to work on, what you need to do, who do you reach out to, you know.
I'm all about herbs, holistic medicine. So I have a quick story I want to share. So I have 2 herniated discs in my lower back. I've been in 3 car accidents. I was hit by an armored car in 2004. I got lucky because a light pole saved me from probably having more damage than I would have had. But I had about 10 years of pain. I went to chiropractors, everything, nothing would work, right? And then my mom found this Asian herbal healer, and he helped my mom with her really bad iron issues. Like she was borderline, like she was very anemic, borderline leukemia, like her iron counts were single digits. He made her these special herbal teas. A couple months later, my mom's iron counts are up to 50. And the doctors have no idea what's going on, right? So she's like, you might as well try them. I'm like, I'll try anything. I don't care, right? Because I was in my 20s. This was maybe 11 years ago. Well, actually, I was in my maybe like late 20s, early 30s. And I was in so much pain that I was in my 20s, but I felt like I was in my 80s, right? Couldn't work out. Like every day I was in a bad mood. So she said, try. I said, fine. I said, I'll try whatever. So he made these teas, which tasted horrible, but they were all herbs. And he said, you're going to feel little vibrations in every area that you're injured. And I was like, all right, whatever. A month later, I start feeling little vibrations in my wrist was injured. That was vibrations, my back. He says it's the tea unblocking your chi, which is the energy, right?
Nice.
And I said, okay, whatever. 2 months later, 95% of my pain is gone. I'm like a new human being. I'm able to work out again. I have energy again. I'm not in a bad mood anymore. And it's lasted almost 11 years. Yeah, actually, it has lasted 11 years. And I have my good days and bad days. But I'm doing squats now. I'm doing deadlifts, stuff that I was terrified to do before.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's all because of herbal teas.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm all about that, right?
Yes.
And I think in our conversation earlier, you mentioned, back in Haiti, it's all about holistic medicine. And also in Fort Lauderdale, where you're from, the community is all about holistic medicine. Can you talk more about that?
Yes. Well, of course, we have our Haitians, we have our Jamaicans, we have our Trinidadians. I just remember, like, we don't take pain pills. It's this thing back home. When you get sick, we just go out. We have this thing called Saracy. My mom, she melts some to me too. You just go back home. It's kind of like, if you look at it, you would think it's a weed and it grow along the trees. You just pull it off the tree and you just boil it. And
Can you spell that? Can you spell that real quick? Because I feel like I've seen that in Whole Foods, like in a capsule form.
Yeah,
really?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
It's not uva ursi, right? It's something else.
There's an herb basically to cure every human ailment on this earth. But it's just, they try to hide it because Big Pharma is like in control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want people going out there just picking herbs from the forest and healing themselves, Like we have a friend of ours, Tony Alvarez, or Tony Baloney, Shumi Walkabouts. Shout out to Tony.
Shout out, Big Tony.
He says he takes people on hikes in the nature, and he helps them find like mushrooms that you can eat and are healing mushrooms straight in the forest over here in Los Gatos and stuff, which is crazy.
He's doing one in Oakland, so he goes to any mountains area.
He can take you to the forest and help you pick out every mushroom and know what kind it is, what
I
it'll do.
love that.
Yeah.
I was born
that
for
type
it.
of stuff. I love that type of stuff.
Like he's super connected to it. But see, that's the thing, nobody knows about that. If we all had the education where, we're sick, let's just, or maybe we grew it like your mom's growing in your backyard, we could all probably be.
But I believe that. I feel like there's every herb on earth that could heal every disease
Any
that comes
country.
up. Yeah, for real.
Sure.
For real.
Yeah, even marijuana has gotten a bad rap for 80 years because it was
because they couldn't make money off of it. That's all.
Well, it was actually, I know the whole story about it because we had a girl who owned a CBD company, so I did
Shout
some
out
research.
to Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Okay. Hey,
So,
Jordan.
I don't know if you've heard of Hearst Castle in California. So William Hearst, who was very wealthy, he was like the Rockefellers, like those type people. So in back in the day, hemp was number one for paper. They used to make sales, and it was a healing. Like people would heal themselves from it, from pain and all that kind of stuff. Cannabis and hemp. They didn't call it marijuana, right? So he owned lumber companies. He wanted to replace hemp paper with lumber paper. Okay. So he had his family member get into politics, right? And him, John D. Rockefeller, and a couple other very wealthy people that started. John D. Rockefeller started the pharmaceutical industry. William Hearst started the paper industry, as far as like magazines and publishing and all that stuff. Okay. And the person who went into office, they created something called the marijuana tax. So he was also a racist, like a big racist. He hated Mexicans the most because Pancho Villa stole 300,000 acres of land from him because I think I don't know, maybe it was in Mexico or whatever. So what they did is they said, how do we demonize? We don't want marijuana to be known as a healing thing and as like better for paper because you can grow it quicker and it's stronger and all that kind of stuff. So they made something called the marijuana tax. Instead of calling it cannabis and hemp, they confused people. They took marijuana from the song La Cucaracha, marihuana pa fumar. The Mexicans used to sing it. They called it marijuana. They demonized it. They made it illegal. And for the next 80 years, marijuana became illegal.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's how it happened.
That's the story.
Yeah, and then the pharmaceutical industry came out of that, the plastic industry came out of that, and the paper industry came out of that. And now we have the opioid crisis because of pharmaceuticals, right? And like we have all this health crisis and issues and stuff like that. And it's all because these powerful, wealthy men wanted their businesses to succeed.
Yeah.
So they destroyed another business that was basically helping people.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's cool that some people still have it with their family and their culture,
Yeah.
bringing the traditions, right? So you say the Jamaicans, the Haitians, and the what other?
Trinidadians.
The Trinidadians. Yeah, they all get
Yes.
together and they have like a holistic type of
Yeah, like
community.
all of them down there. All of us down there. All the Caribbean islands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. That was the end of part 1. Part 2 comes out next Monday, 9 a.m. Please stay tuned.
Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next one comes out.